Hey, my name's Carter, and I love art museums, especially the ICA here at VCU. There's something special about hanging art, something that separates it from looking at art online or on the phone. The only issue is hanging art is a lot easier when it's a piece of paper and a lot harder when it's a 3D animation. But I think I have a solution, and it's going to require some help.
Hello. I
Hey.
took a quick trip to get the background.
Oh, it's nice. You're in. So how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. How's where you at? Saudi Arabia?
Yes, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia,
Oh, the capital.
the capital, the biggest city. I'm a city
Dang.
girl. Yeah.
So so you know what we're doing here. I got a little video
Yes.
going. And I've got some
Hi,
ideas.
YouTube. Yeah.
But
Hey, YouTube. Yeah, what's
but
up? Oh,
first,
hi, YouTube.
first I need you to
Hey,
tell
everyone.
you gotta tell YouTube who you are. They don't know who you are.
Hey. Well, my name is njood and uh I struggle calling myself an artist, but for the sake of this video, I'll
She's an
call
artist,
myself
guys.
I guess I'm a new media and emergent media, I guess creative and artist per se. I like to do a lot of interactive artworks and I work with a lot of mediums, but I prefer everything that is mostly digital, but I also love involving people like physically in the artwork itself. So like I work in combination of these two things.
So tell them kind of what that looks like, and I'll put up some videos of your exhibits.
If my practice could be summarized in one artwork, I would say definitely it would be my capstone. I did like an installation, an interactive installation that basically I worked with Touch Designer and I had a camera installed. And basically I also 3D printed some like physical, like a machine basically, like that works with a servo motor that is connected to a Touch Designer. So and the camera basically tracks the crowd and like their movement. So and like on two boxes on the ground. So originally I wanted like people to move between these boxes, but when you put people in a box, they actually like stay in that box, which I thought was so cool because I would be the kind of person to leave the box, but it was interesting.
Pretty
But basically,
metaphorical.
I guess so. I guess so. That was like one of the best surprises of the work.
So this is why I'm coming to you because I have a problem and I think the solution is Touch Designer, but I know much less about Touch Designer than you do. So can you kind of describe for the audience what Touch Designer is and what it does?
Yeah, so a lot of people use it to make visual art
Mhm.
and visual graphics, especially live ones, because I think the structure of Touch Designer like helps for people to do that. It's also a node-based program that you can basically do literally almost everything with.
Mhm.
So that's basically Touch Designer in a nutshell.
Gotcha. So the problem that I have and the solution I need is I have all these 3D artworks that are animations, and I'd love to hang them up in my house, but I don't have enough money to buy enough monitors to just hang up artworks and then program a Raspberry Pi to do it for me. But I just got this new projector and I got some picture frames. And I think with Touch Designer, I can show off my artwork on this wall on the frames.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
actually super cool. And with projectors, you could also do this very cool thing, which I think what you could do, what you're trying to do is projection mapping. So
Mm,
basically
that's the word.
having, yeah, so basically having projection itself, like you could project, like you buy any projector, right? You can put it on the wall. And I think that process itself, you could actually call projection mapping because you're basically mapping the projection on a certain way. So I
So
think
how
what
do
you
I
just
do
described.
that?
Touch Designer.
Yeah.
And specifically in Touch Designer itself, you have Kantan mapping. Or
Cantan mapping.
oh, sorry, Kantan mapper.
Cantan mapper.
Yes, yes. So Kantan Mapper, basically, you have so many tools to start projection mapping. Yeah, you know how like in Photoshop, and like if you have a wall and you want to like superimpose an image on it, you can like skew the image to be kind of working where like the wall is, whether it's tilted compared to like where the viewer is or like the camera was.
So you just move the points around to where it
Yeah.
is frame.
So you
So we're
have
just
like
doing that
basic,
in real life.
yeah, you're basically doing that in real life and like also you can do it in real time too.
So if I have issues, are you gonna be around tomorrow?
100%,
Okay.
100%. Yes.
I might need to shoot you a call. Um, or I'll send you the project file and see if you want to mess
Okay.
with it a little bit.
All right. Can't wait. I would love
Sweet.
to.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Okay, so when you open up Touch Designer, this is the screen that you should get. This is just like the base project. We're gonna go ahead and click File, New, and then create a new project. Okay, now that you have your new file open, just move around real quick to get the feel for it. So left click and drag moves around the project, and then scrolling out moves in and out. Now the first thing we need to do to set up is to create a window, which is gonna hold our entire design. To do this, click Tab, which will pull up where all of the nodes are held, and then we're gonna go to Comp tab. Now you'll see right under Other at the bottom, it says Window. We can just left click that, and then drag it over to the right side here, and then left click. And then we'll do more setup in this window after we've done the Kantan mapping. Now, the next component we need to add is a null, which is basically like a container that holds other videos and helps it kind of pass through the project. To do this, click Tab, and then we're going to go to the Tops tab, and then type in null, and you'll see null is highlighted. Just left click that, and then drop it in here. Once you've done that, go ahead and left click on the window tab, and then we're going to left click and drag this null one into where it says window operator up here. And then you can drop it. Now you'll see we've got this arrow that connects the null and the window, and that'll be helpful later. Now we're going to add in a Kantan mapper like njood recommended. To do that, go under derivative and click the mapping tab, and then go down to Kantan mapper and left click and drag that over. And then you can left click and drag it again to reposition it. And then we're going to pull this top output into the null. And now you'll see it's transparent, but there's no more errors or caution signs. Now, before we do any mapping, let's finish the rest of the nodes. To do this, we're going to add in a new null. So click Tab again, and then under Tops, we're going to go to Null, and just left click and drop that right there. So I have 3 frames that I'm trying to map to, so I'm going to create 3 different nulls for each of the frames. But if you have less or more frames, you can add or subtract nulls from this. Now that I have this top null selected, I'm just going to click Control C and Control V to copy and paste 2 more. And then the last set of nodes that we need to add are movie clip nodes. To do this, click Tab again, go under Top, and then if you type in movie, you'll see it's highlighted at the bottom right here. Left click that, drop it next to the nulls, and then click Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V, and then I'm going to attach these movie clip nodes into the nulls that we just created. Now we're almost set up to start mapping, but first you're going to want to click these movie files and then bring in the files that you want to put on your frame. To do this, left click the movie file and then go over here to where it says the Play tab, and then next to File, click this plus button. And then I'm going to navigate to the file that I want to bring in. And then I'm going to go ahead and use this same clip for all of the frames right now. So in order to do that, all you have to do is left click and drag the node into all of the other nodes, just like in Blender. Now you'll see all the nulls are displaying the same video, but we have this error right here, and it's only because our video is too high resolution. Touch Designer limits the resolution that you can export to 1280 by 1280 just for the free version, but it should be more than enough for what we're working with. And now we can get started with mapping in Kantan Mapper. Okay, so now for the fun part, we're going to activate our projector so that it reflects what's going on in the touch designer scene. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is click on the window node, and then under the window tab, we're going to change a few settings. So first, you're going to want to shift to single monitor, keep that as keep on single monitor. And then on opening size, we're going to left click this and then click fill. Now, if you go down all the way down here where it says open as separate window and click open, you'll see it pops up on this screen, which is not what we want. So go up to the top and then click close. And then we're going to change this monitor slider to, let's try 1. If you have multiple monitors, it might be 2, 3, or 4. But just trying 1 at first should probably work. So now go back down to open as separate window, click open. And then, as you can see, it's open on our top screen. The only issue is we're still getting these borders at the top. So to fix that, all you have to do is go down here under borders and then just toggle this to off. And now we have a full black screen. Let me add some more light real quick. And then now we're ready to start mapping. Left click on Cantan Mapper and then click Open Cantan Window, click Pulse. And now you'll see we have a black screen with a couple options and a resolution settings. What we're going to do is we're going to click on this little square right here that says create quad. Go ahead and left click that. And then it should highlight your whole area blue. We're going to left click and drag a rectangle based on what size your frame is. So I'm just going to approximate, and you'll see it popped up on my wall right here. So I'm going to go ahead and drag this corner all the way down to the bottom corner, and then this corner down to the bottom right corner, and then the top corner to the top corner, and lastly, the left corner to the left corner. Okay, and that looks pretty good to me. And it's okay if this doesn't look like a perfect square because we're adjusting for the tilt of the projector. So now that you have that made, we can go ahead and make 2 more. Just left click and drag another rectangle. You can try to line it up while you're doing it. Drag this down, this. And then 1 more. And then I'm gonna stand up and check it real quick. Okay, looks good to me. And now we're ready to bring our images onto our frame. So to do that, I'm gonna pull this window to the right a little bit and then move over here. Now, if you click your left frame, we'll get some of these options over here. What you're gonna wanna do is left click this little X right here that says texture. It should turn into a check and give you these little grid thing. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna left click and drag this null 2 into where that texture box is. So just like this, left click and drag and drop it. And now, if I turn this light off, you'll see we got Mike up on the screen. So just left click out and looks like it's displaying pretty well. And then just repeat the same step for the next 2 frames. So left click, go to texture, left click, and then drag null 3 into the texture box. And then same again, texture on, null 4. And now, oh, wait, important step. Make sure before you close out, you click off of the frame, which will remove those highlighted selections in the blue boxes around it. And then you can just click minimize. And now, check it out. Your own personal 3D animation art gallery. And then this is all set up, but there's one more node I like to add just to edit things as I go, and that is a level node. To do this, click tab, and then click level, and then we're just gonna bring it in here, and bring it out here, and then this will let you mess with the black level on your projector, the brightness, the contrast, and the gamma. And that can just be helpful if you have an older projector or if you just want to mess around with the color profiles of everything. Okay, I have an idea. Hello.
Hello.
All right, it's done.
Oh yeah, I see it.
And he walks from frame to frame.
That's actually so sick.
Thank you for the help and the recommendations.
Yay!
I hope you have a good one. And I'll send you the project file if you want to mess around with it or do anything.
Yes,
All right.
I would love to check it out. I'm thinking of getting my own projector. I'll show you the things I do.
There we go. That'll be fun. All right, you have a good one. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.